suckers, pederists. I hope you all enjoy the show. Yes, I do.
Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, The Kinslayer is Cursed, and today we have The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 6, the finale to Season 1. So, obviously we're going to be dealing with the fallout of the death of Baelor. His loss is very big on multiple fronts. You have the fact that he's Hand of the King, he is King Daeron the Good. We haven't seen him on screen as of yet, but maybe this episode. He's his oldest son, and he is the Prince of Dragonstone, otherwise known as the heir to the Iron Throne. That's the title that they give them when, they're next in line. So, yeah, it's a really big deal politically that we just lost this guy. And on top of that, you also have the dynamic of Dunk, who is never going to forgive himself for the fact that this guy stuck up for me. It was literally my seventh in the trial of seven, and he died saving my life, honestly. Like, that's where he is with it. And yeah, it's a huge emotional weight, and he's never going to forgive himself. There's just no way. He's got those battle scars from, everything that happened to him in the melee, which was just insane. He's going to carry that shit forever, and every time he wakes up in the day and moves his body around, he's going to have that pain, those scars, and just that knowledge that, hey, I did this, and this guy died for it. So, yeah, it's a lot of weight to carry, and, every episode has been fire, so I have really high expectations for, the finale. I'm very confident that it's going to meet those expectations. Also, I talked about this, hinted at it a little bit. There's a nuclear bomb in the making, and we're going to get it this episode. I'm very confident of that. I'd be amazed if we didn't, because then they're diverging from the book. But, so far, I mean, what the hell else could you want from a show, honestly? Like, it's just been so damn good. Like, one of the best shows, first seasons of anything I can remember, and I've seen, like, thousands of TV shows, so honestly, it's just been great. I've talked about it before, but this is up there with the best of Game of Thrones, the best of House of the Dragon. It's absolutely worthy of George and his writing, and you really can't ask for more. But yeah, I really want to get into this, but before we begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Still very much a small channel, so every like, comment, share, subscribe that we can get really helps out. Really appreciate it. Patreon link down below. I'm trying to push the Patreon this year, so if you could sign up, even just as a free member, you'd be doing me a ton of good. With that, let's get right to it. I was not expecting a jazzy intro.
You could come with me.
Huh. Yeah, we'll hunt and hawk and...
I'll sharpen that iron of yours so you don't make such a grand fool of yourself next time.
Come with me to Storm's End, and I will love you like a brother.
And if not, fuck you. I'll hate you like a brother.
All I do is bring pain and suffering to those around me.
You've done the realm a kindness. You'll see that one day. The only good dragon is a dead dragon.
Fucking gods. Baelor fought for me. He gave his fucking life. Can you speak of him with a little respect, please?
Fuck that. And fuck you. I fought for you. Harding, Beesbury, the fucking apple boy. We fought for you. Your prince fought for you against men sworn to protect him. He risked nothing. And the gods don't favor a fraud.
I don't agree with Lionel's take here.
There's a war coming. We could be a force, you and I.
Baelor of House Targaryen, Prince of Dragonstone, heir apparent, hand of King Daeron the Good. May the gods keep him.
That's his son, Valar.
My prince, he was a great man.
He died in my armor. Plenty of sons have died in their father's armor. How many fathers have died in their sons? He had in him to be a great king, the greatest since Aegon the Dragon. Why would the gods take him and leave you?
I've wondered the same.
Sir Duncan! Dunk! You've come from Baelor's funeral.
Thought I owed it to him. Everybody blames me for his death.
I don't.
He really needs a hug right now.
Okay.
Alright, get off me now. We're in public.
First trial of 7 in 100 years, and Lord Stephen Fossaway got beat by his little cousin. It's better to be an unripe green apple than a wormy red one.
That's directly from the book. Great fucking line.
I think I broke one of my cousin's ribs.
Morning.
Sir Duncan, this is Rowan. My wife.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Duncan.
Oh, right. Pleased to meet you.
Keeping her, history a secret from him.
Feels like a boy.
You hear that, Sir Duncan?
Well, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do.
Prince Maekar demands a word.
He's been through enough.
It's fine.
I'm sending Arion to the east. A few years in the free cities may change him for the better.
I doubt that.
Some men will say I meant to kill my brother. The gods know it is a lie, but I will hear the whispers to the day I die.
You swung the mace, my lord. But it was for me Prince Baelor died.
You will hear them whisper as well. Each time a battle is lost or a crop fails, the fools will say Baelor would not have let it happen. But the hedge knight killed him.
If I had not fought, you would have had my hand and foot. I sat under the tree this morning and I asked, could I have spared one? How can a foot be worth a prince's life?
And what answer does your tree give you?
Every day, at evenfall, Sir Arlan would say, I wonder what the morrow will bring. Mightn't it be that some morrow will come when I'll have need of that foot, when the realm will need that foot even more than a prince's life?
Not bloody likely. The realm has as many hedge knights as hedges. My youngest son seems to have grown fond of you, sir. It is time he was a squire. He tells me he will serve no knight but you.
He's a good lad. Just needs a stern hand.
Will you have him?
Me?
There is a place for you at Summer Hall. You'll swear your sword to me, and Aegon can squire for you. While you train him, my master-at-arms will finish your own training. You still have much to learn.
Very true.
I think I'm done with princes. Were you spying?
No. Sir?
I can't take. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're not the knight I thought you were.
Have you heard this story before?
May I ask you, sir?
When a lord calls his banners and sends us boys off to war, it's custom for each to nail a penny to the oak in the square, and if we return, to take it down.
Why did you never knight me?
There it is.
Did you think I'd leave you? I wouldn't have. Or was it something else? Sir? Sir? Sir?
And that's why they call it the penny tree.
Crazy old bastard, you got me.
A true
Jesus.
knight always finishes a story.
Jesus. I really thought he was dead. Fucking trickster. Darren.
You've no shame coming here. Those men are dead because of you.
Will you take Egg to squire? Perhaps the seeds of madness are sown in the womb, as the maesters say. But Arion was quite the glad child once.
It's growing back in. Is he gonna try and kill him?
Sir Duncan, my lord, requests an audience.
It was a rotten thing they've done to you, and you were right in your reply.
Thanks.
Very interesting side character. Quick in and outs.
Before your brother died, he said the realm needed good men.
What of it?
I will take Egg to Squire. But not at Summerhall.
I thought you were done with princes.
Egg is no prince, not yet. Might be he's better served away from castles and servants and...
His family?
Some of his family, yes.
He'll learn to squire as I did. Sleep in inns, stables, maybe under a tree when we must.
I forbid him to live as a peasant. Aegon is blood of the dragon. He cannot sleep in ditches and eat hard salt beef.
He can.
Darren never slept in a ditch. All the beef Aryan ever ate was thick and rare and bloody.
It's a really good point.
He's my last son.
Shield has the bottom half broken off. Ah! Who paid for you?
You bought me a horse. I think an orchard might suit her better.
I can't.
You certain?
Oh, they're Sweetfoot. Do you like apples?
He's nailing a penny into it. Oh my god. That's perfect.
Where would the old man go?
Sir Duncan! My Lord Father says I am to serve you.
Serve you, sir. Chestnut's yours. Treat her kindly.
Where are we going, sir?
Don't know. Suppose we could go anywhere in the Seven Kingdoms, though I've never been
9.
to... What?
There are 9 kingdoms, sir.
Are you mad?
Is that relevant?
Do you want to clout in the ear?
Crownlands, Westlands, Stormlands, Riverlands, the Iron Islands, the North, the Reach, the Vale of Arran, and Dawn.
No, but...
Wow. Oh wait, we're not done.
Where's Aegon?
I'm not seeing him, my prince. I will ask the Septons.
Where the fuck is he?
Okay, I took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was Season 1, Episode 6, the finale to Season 1. Amazing episode. So we're dealing right away with the fallout of Baelor's death. You know, we have his funeral. I really like the fact that everyone is visibly beat up in this episode. Like, they just got done a massive melee. Everybody should be limping around and, you know, wounds galore and just struggling to just move around. And yeah, I really like the fact that they visualize that multiple characters throughout. You know, you see them fucked up. Okay, so Makar's whole situation, he has killed his brother. It absolutely was an accident. He did not, you know, do this thinking, oh, now I'll get to be king or anything like that. That, just dissuade yourself of that now and forever. That is not true at all. They think that because they don't know, you know, how he actually thought about his brother and the situation. Remember in the melee, at some point, it's Baelor and Lionel Baratheon fighting and holding back Baelor, who is desperately trying to reach his son, Aerion, who at this point is on the ground wounded, still fighting Dunk. And yeah, he's like screaming out his name, my boy, trying to rush to his aid. And his brother and Lionel are stopping him from, you know, getting over there and helping him. When he swings his mace, it's literally just a reaction to taking a hit in the back, you know, just sideswipe like that and just not even really thinking, you know. Who would have thought that a mace to a helm would, you know, crack the back of his skull open the way it did? So, yeah, he loved his brother. They had a weird relationship where, despite the fact that he was definitely, you know, a second son, an afterthought for the most part, and he didn't like the fact that he was an afterthought, he also deeply respected and really did love his brother. Like, it was not done purposefully, it's just happenstance. And they're talking about it when Dunk and Maekar are having that conversation where, the fools will say when Maekar is eventually made king, because the current king, Darren, who again we haven't seen yet, he's getting up there in age and, he's soon to pass. And Maekar, once he's made king, the small folk, anytime there's any kind of problem, they'll whisper, would Baelor have done better, basically? And Dunk will get his own whispers, too. The hedge knight that killed a prince. And it's a great conversation between the two characters. Dunk is standing up for himself, but at the same time, he's owning the fact that maybe he could have spared that foot and just taken his punishment, and maybe things would have been better. Because he honestly really does feel guilty that Baelor gave up his life for him. And yeah, it's just not how he wanted things to go. He carries that weight throughout the entire episode. And really, he's going to carry it for the rest of his life. He's never going to let that go. And it's just going to be this constant source of inner conflict and strife that he will carry with him forever. So that nuclear bomb that I mentioned, we didn't get it. I'm very surprised that we didn't get it, but I'm thinking maybe even this is like a finale to the entire show type moment. You get it in the book. You're not getting it here, though. And that's an odd decision, but I'm not mad at it, because it sort of reframes your focus in a weird kind of almost existential way, so I can understand pushing that off, at least for a good while. So this ends with Dunk and Egg, reunited. Egg is now Dunk's squire, and, they're off to go have adventures throughout the Seven Kingdoms. Technically 9. I like that little correction there by Egg. It was interesting. That's the dynamic for the rest of this show, is Dunk and Egg traveling around, getting into adventures, going to this kingdom and that kingdom. You'll see some familiar names, not familiar faces just because of the time period, but, we're going to see Starks, we're going to see Lannisters, we're going to see, all of that. They go basically all around, and I think there's probably, just the way this is structured, we're going to get maybe 3 seasons in total, maybe more depending on if George does more short stories with this, but yeah, it's excellent so far. So this gets hinted at in the books, but it never comes outright and says it, at least not yet it hasn't. Arlan never knighted Dunk, and that has huge ramifications for, this entire first season, because everything that Dunk has done has been based on a lie. Remember, there's multiple scenes that hint at, allude to that fact over and over again throughout the season. I purposely didn't talk about it because I wasn't sure if they were going to come outright and say it to the audience, or it was going to be something that it was going to hint at, multiple seasons, but it just came right out and said it in this episode, and I'm really glad they did. By the way, that scene, it filled, obviously, like you saw it, all the emotions, but then fucking Trickster Arlan, he got me. I really thought he was dead. But, a good knight never fails to finish a story, so he got me, but that was powerful stuff right there. And that was the tree that he passes under, the very first episode when Dunk is literally burying his body. So even though that wasn't his death scene, that was moments before. I think, he dies shortly after that, most likely, and then Dunk buries him. But yeah, Sir Duncan is not a knight, and that has, huge ramifications, so everything he's done up to this point has been a lie. It's one of the great ironies that I'm sure George really gets a kick out of, that one of the greatest knights that the Seven Kingdoms has ever known isn't a knight. He probably finds that shit hilarious, honestly. But yeah, Dunk initially, he's struggling throughout the episode, trying to come to terms with, why would the gods spare me and take the prince's life in exchange? And he doesn't come up with a clean answer. And again, it's something that's going to bother him for forever. Despite the fact that he rejects Maekar's initial offer, he doesn't want to do it because of how Maekar structures it, where, they're going to go to Summerhall. Dunk is going to receive official training from their man-at-arms. He has to swear an oath of fealty to, currently Prince Maekar, soon to be King Maekar, and he rejects those terms outright, saying he's done with princes, but then he comes back saying he'll take Aegon as his squire under his certain conditions, where he will take the boy on as his squire, show him the ropes, but he's going to live like Dunk lived when he was a squire to Sir Arlan. Maekar rejects it, saying, he's blood of the dragon, he can't, sleep under a hedge, eat hard salt beef his entire life, no, he has to be trained prim and proper and, all that. And then great moment, too, where Egg shows up at the very end when he's, about to leave for good and says that his father accepted those terms when he didn't. So that was a nice little switch up there. I really liked that. You know, we saw Egg spying on him earlier, and he must have done it again and just didn't show it to us. So yeah, that was the finale episode. Fantastic. This first season, again, I said it in the intro, but really, you can't ask for much more from a first season of television, let alone any season of television, honestly. Like, just great writing, great story, great characters, great performances, great visuals, great themes, you know, everything on the list. Just cross it off. It has everything. And yeah, George has said that A Tale of Dunk and Egg may have been the best thing he's ever written. So the fact that this first season is as successful as it has been, really, really good to see. And yeah, like, this is amazing. This is definitely something that when the second season comes out, and it's really cool how this is more simplistic than the other shows. So this you only have really like a year wait at most, and then you're going to get the next season. Then a year wait at most, and you're going to get the next season. So that's really cool. Season 3, House of the Dragon, the trailer dropped last week. I got it up as a quick reaction on the channel, and yeah, that's really cool because you're going to have this flip-flop where House of the Dragon is like 2-year wait in between seasons about, and this is only a year. So every other year you're going to get more Tales of Dunk and Egg, and then in between you're going to get House of the Dragon as filler, and then maybe they'll do another spin-off after that ends. So yeah, I love the A Song of Ice and Fire universe, and this is one of the best stories in that universe, and it really, really delivered, and you can't ask for anything more. Yeah, I really can't think of anything else to say. At this point, I got to go outside and shovel up a blizzard, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 7 hours. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, so as always, thanks for watching, and peace.